That morning, a gold pen went missing. It was not a normal pen. It was a gift from a foreign leader. Idris was angry. He thought someone must have taken it. When he saw Naya, he felt sure she was the thief. He told his driver to follow her. Slowly, he said, "Do not scare her." Naya walked through the rain. She turned into a narrow street with small houses. Idris stopped at the corner and watched. Naya opened a rusty gate and went inside. A moment later, two little children ran out. A boy and a girl. They jumped into her arms and laughed. She kissed them on their cheeks and wiped the rain from their hair. Idris leaned forward. His chest felt tight. The boy had the same sharp chin as Idris. The girl had the same eyes. Idris rubbed his face like he was waking from a dream. He whispered, "No, cannot be." He stared and forgot the rain, the driver, and even the lost pen. 5 years earlier.
Before we unravel today's story, make sure to like, comment, and share. You're watching the Global Storyteller Official, where every tale leaves a mark.
Idris Bello was very rich. He owned tall buildings and big cars. He wore shiny suits and had guards at every door. He liked to think he knew everything. He did not notice small people. He did not listen when they spoke. He moved through the city like a king who never looked down. One wet evening, the sky was dark and the rain fell hard. Idris sat in the back of his black car. He watched people run with bags over their heads. Then he saw Naya. She wore a faded coat and no umbrella. Her shoes were thin. She held a lunchbox and a mop. Naya worked as a cleaner in one of his offices. Idris had seen her before but never cared to speak. That morning, a gold pen went missing. It was not a normal pen. It was a gift from a foreign leader. Idris was angry. He thought someone must have taken it. When he saw Naya, he felt sure she was the thief. He told his driver to follow her. Slowly, he said, "Do not scare her." Naya walked through the rain. She turned into a narrow street with small houses. Idris stopped at the corner and watched. Naya opened a rusty gate and went inside. A moment later, two little children ran out. A boy and a girl. They jumped into her arms and laughed. She kissed them on their cheeks and wiped the rain from their hair. Idris leaned forward. His chest felt tight. The boy had the same sharp chin as Idris. The girl had the same eyes. Idris rubbed his face like he was waking from a dream. He whispered, "No, cannot be." He stared and forgot the rain, the driver, and even the lost pen. 5 years earlier, he had met Naya at a big dinner. She was serving drinks. She was kind and bold. They talked after the guests left. They met again. He liked the way she asked honest questions. She liked the way he listened, at least then. But when his family heard of her, they laughed. "She is too poor for us," they said. Idris did not stand up for her. He let fear win. He sent her away with cold words and a hard face. Now he saw the children and remembered. Naya had not begged. She had not called. She had just disappeared. He felt shame rise like heat. He wanted to step out and speak. He wanted to say, "Are they mine?" But pride pulled him back into the seat. The children ran inside. Naya closed the gate and turned on a small light. Idris watched the warm glow. He told the driver to leave. The car moved, but his mind stayed on that house. The rain drummed on the roof. The city lights blurred on the window. Idris pressed his hand to his chest. He felt something new and heavy. It was not anger. It was not power. It was a question he could not shake. He had followed a cleaner to catch a thief. Instead, he found a family he did not know. He did not sleep that night. He kept seeing two little faces. He kept hearing Naya's laugh from long ago. The lost pen no longer mattered. Something else had been lost, and it had his name on it. By morning, Idris dressed in the same suit but felt like a different man. The city looked new and sharp. He told himself, "Tonight I will return. I will knock. I will ask and I will listen." Naya did not know Idris had seen her. That night she cooked noodles with peppers for the twins. The small room smelled warm. The boy, Zain, asked for extra egg. The girl, Zara, wanted more pepper. Naya laughed and gave them both a little more. After dinner, they did homework at the plastic table. Naya checked their letters and numbers, then tucked them into bed with a story. When they slept, she washed the plates and sat by the window. The rain had stopped. The street was quiet. She closed her eyes and breathed. 5 years ago, the world had looked very different. She had been 20. She cleaned offices in the morning and studied tailoring at night. She met Idris at a big dinner when a waiter called in sick and she took the shift. Idris asked her name. He liked her questions. He said, "I respect how hard you try." Naya felt seen. Then the hope broke. When she told him she was expecting, he froze. He spoke about timing, family rules, and plans. He said he would send support with a lawyer. Naya's face went cold. She said, "I do not want a deal. I want respect." He did not call again. She cried for a week and then stood up. She chose the babies and chose herself. Pregnancy was hard. She fainted once on a bus. A kind woman helped her. The clinic said 2 heartbeats, strong and steady. Mama Kemi next door brought soup and old baby clothes. Naya walked slowly, worked less, and saved every coin. She learned to stitch school uniforms and sell them. When the twins arrived, small and loud, she gave them short names that felt brave. Zain, Zara. Life became a list of little wins. A neighbor gave a broken fan. Naya fixed it. A market woman saved fruit at day's end. Naya made juice to sell. A church group paid part of the school fees. The twins grew into kind kids. Zain liked to draw cars. Zara loved to read signs on buses aloud. On Sundays, they washed their only good shoes. The next evening, Idris came to her gate. He stood there in a plain shirt with no guards. Naya's heart thumped, but her face was calm. She came out and closed the gate behind her. They stood under a weak streetlight. He said, "Are they mine?" She said, "Yes." He said, "I am sorry for that time." She said, "Words are light, actions are heavy." He held out an envelope. "For the children," he said. Naya did not take it. "Money helps," she said. "But money is not a father. Do you want to be in their lives? Or do you want to pay and vanish?" Idris looked down at his shoes. He stayed. He said, "I want to try." "Then start small," Naya said. "Come on Saturday by 9. Bring pencils and juice, not gifts with lights. Read to them. Listen when they speak. If you miss a day without reason, do not come back." Her voice was steady. Idris nodded. He asked, "Can I see them now?" Naya shook her head. "They are sleeping. Keep the first promise." He left with empty hands, but for the first time he felt full of work he needed to do. Saturday was 2 days away. Naya sat by the window again. She was not afraid. She had built a safe life from almost nothing. She could protect it. If Idris showed up and stayed kind, good. If he broke his word, the gate would stay closed. For now, Saturday came bright and warm. Idris arrived at 8:50 with a small bag. Inside were pencils, crayons, plain notebooks, and boxes of juice. He looked nervous. Naya let him in. The twins stood behind her legs and stared. Naya knelt to their height. "This is Mr. Idris," she said. "He is a friend." She looked at Idris with a steady face. He gave a small smile. Zara spoke first. "Do you draw?" Idris said, "I can try." Zain asked, "Do you like cars?" Idris said, "Very much." The children relaxed. They sat on the floor and drew. Idris drew a funny car. The twins laughed. They drew a house and a tiny man by a gate. "That is you," Zara said. "I hope the gate opens," Idris said. He read a story and poured juice. When the clock reached 11, he packed up. "May I come next week?" he asked. Naya said, "Yes, same time." He walked to the gate and paused. "Thank you," he said. Naya nodded. After he left, the twins asked if he could come again. Naya said, "We will see if he keeps his promise." He kept it. Week after week, he came on time. He learned to braid a doll's hair. He helped Zain build a strong paper bridge. He fixed a hinge and cleaned the sink. He never brought loud toys. He never raised his voice. Naya watched in quiet surprise. The man who once walked away was learning to stay. Then, one rainy night, Zain woke hot and weak. He held his side and cried. Naya wrapped him in a cloth. grabbed an umbrella, and ran into the rain with Zara close behind. The clinic was closed. The big hospital asked for a deposit. Naya's hands shook. She had only small notes at home. She called 2 friends. Their phones rang and rang. Car stopped outside. Idris stepped out, soaked from the rain. He did not ask questions. He said, "Please treat him now." He placed his card on the desk. Doctors rushed Zain inside. Naya held Zara and tried not to fall. After an hour, the doctor came back with a tired smile. "It was appendix trouble," he said. "We acted fast. He will be fine." Naya sat down and covered her face. "Thank you," she said. Idris shook his head. "Thank you for trusting me enough to tell me where you go in emergencies," he said. Naya looked at him. "You learned because you paid attention," she said. Idris nodded. When Zain came home, Idris cooked rice and burned the first pot. They laughed. He carried water, washed plates, and read stories while Zain healed. He asked Naya what help was useful and what was not. He told his family about the twins. They were angry. Idris said, "Children are not shame." Weeks turned into months. Idris rented the room next door. He set up a school savings plan with Naya. He met their teachers and learned their favorite colors. He learned that being a father was small, steady acts done on time. He kept a notebook, writing what made the twins smile and what made them sad. He set alarms for school meetings and health checks so he would not forget or come late. One quiet evening, the 4 of them sat outside. The sky was soft. Zara asked, "Are you and Mama married?" Naya said, "We are a family, and we are still learning the shape." Idris said, "I will keep showing up." Naya smiled, warm and bright. "Then we are on the right path," she said. And so it became clear. Money can build houses, but only love and steady care can build a home. Idris had learned that true power is not in riches but in respect, presence, and kindness. Naya had proven that courage and dignity can carry even the heaviest burdens. The twins gained not just a father with wealth, but a father with a heart. The end.